Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's Movie Blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. How is everyone doing this evening? I wanted to double check to make sure that my sorry video was not playing, so that's why I was looking down a little bit. And yes, Laura, it is still Odin questions, so thank you very much for asking that. Tina is here. What's going on, Tina? Cass Hermosa, what's going on? Mad Mitch, Brandon B, and New Disguise. What's up, New Disguise? Feel like it's been a while since I've seen you in here. The Rise of Chulo is here as well. Mr. Peabody, what is going on? I am indeed over on D-Live. I have not forgotten about the D-Live peeps. Orange Chat Reviews, what's going on, Orange Chat Reviews? He says, today was a good day. I managed to live in a world without internet. It was rather nostalgic. Thinking about doing some of it. How you doing? I'm doing fine, dude. That actually sounds great. I remember in high school going on retreats, and it was always just so much fun to be able to kind of put your phone away and just be able to escape from the world for a little bit. It's definitely a good thing. Super Anime Gamer, what's going on? Super Laura, any good or new trailers at the movies on Thursday? Not that I can recall. They were pretty much all the standard fare for trailers, but man, oh man, Pokemon was fantastic. I'm gonna be honest. Detective Pikachu was freaking great, and I had so much fun with it. Mad Mitch says, Odin, what's going on? Kim Cam Park, what's going on? The K-Man and Mr. Peabody Nickel Noodles, what's going on over on D-Live? I see you over there. Rosetta Alan, what's up, Rosetta? Says, hello and blessed evening. Sorry in advance if I vanish. Still on the road, being safe, hubby driving. Awesome, Rosetta, sounds good. Gas, what's going on? Random Nerd of Doom. Hello, Random Nerd of Doom. How's it going? And yes, indeed, Cass, good morning to you. Cupcake Geek, what's going on? Cupcake, how is it going? And yes, Tina, you indeed are talking about some really great news. If you have never watched The Orville, do yourself a favor and watch it. It's only 2 seasons right now, but the big news, as Tina indeed is saying, is that it has now officially been renewed for a season 3, which is very exciting. There's still a lot of questions because this is going to be the first season of The Orville that's going to be under the Disney reign of Fox, the Disney control of Fox. So I'm really hoping that Disney allows for Seth MacFarlane to continue to go in the directions that he was taking the show in, because man, oh man, the dude knows what he's doing. He's made 2 solid seasons so far. A lot of people really want and have been exciting and have been waiting for a season 3 announcement. We finally have it, and man, oh man, it is going to be fantastic as long as they don't screw up anything. As long as they don't get in his way, everything should be fine. Honestly. Super says, doing well, thanks. Currently rushing to come up with a Mother's Day gift because I'm just the best kid ever. Wish me luck. Well, good luck to you. And indeed, happy Mother's Day to anyone who is in the future currently right now. Cupcake Geek, hey Odin, did you watch the It Chapter 2 trailer? So scary. No, I did not, because I was going to be terrified by it. There's one thing I don't do. It's any type of demonic or ghost type movies, and then evil clowns. Can't do it. Clowns I'm okay with. Evil clowns, not so much. They are crazy. I don't trust them. Ain Vickery, what's going on, bruv? Cass says, hello, good morning here from Manila. Well, hello. The sentence says, did you like the new It trailer? Have not seen it yet. Have not seen it yet because I am a coward. I'm a loser, I'm a coward, as the song goes. Soul Assassin, hola mi amigo, what's going on, Soul Assassin? Grandmaster Yoda, I know it is end of the weekend to sell most in theater, but that money from Monday to Tuesday, very low for Endgame this week by 500 million. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter how, if it doesn't live up to the previous weeks at this point, because it's already made so much money. It's at the point now where it's going to probably end around this weekend, 2.5 to 2.7 billion, meaning that it's either this weekend or next weekend going to break the Avatar record, and I would say in the next 3 to 4 weeks is going to eventually reach the 3 billion, or at least get very close to reaching the $3 billion number. Kev L, Brandon B, what's going on, peeps? How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing indeed? Let's see. Laura says, finish it up. Season 2 of Cobra Kai. Have you seen it? If not, I know someone with a YouTube premium account. Laura, I have seen it, and it's fantastic. There is a review for Season 2 on the channel, and it is glorious. I freaking love that show. It is so damn exciting, and it's just so damn good. Alex Martinez, what's going on? Cupcake Geek says, loved your last podcast episode on Disney's slate of films for the next 8-ish years. Well, Cupcake Geek, thank you very much for listening to it. Yeah, guys, if you don't watch the live streams and you don't get to catch them live, I do post them later on as podcasts, so please go check them out. Red Circle is where the hosting service is, but you can find it on iTunes, on Google Play, on Stitcher. So if you're never able to make it to the Monday, Tuesday, or Saturday live streams, they do become podcasts later on. And so I would, again, subscribe, leave a review if you can too. And I would greatly appreciate that. So, Cupcake Geek, thank you very much for letting me know. Let's see. Tina says, don't know if you saw my last message to you on Twitter, that Star Wars girl Anna is having an awful weekend. Yes, indeed. And so don't worry. I'm going to do the very best that I can to not crap over the things that she loves, because seriously, prayers going out to Anna. She lost a loved one recently, and apparently she got word that her garage was open. and that they potentially got broken into. So huge prayers being sent out to Anna for her safety, for her family's safety, for the well-being of her family, but also, too, that everything when she gets back is not going to be awful either. So really hoping that everything is okay, really hoping that it was just that it didn't happen, that maybe it was just a mistake where the garage door opened on its own. Hopefully no one actually broke into it. So definitely thoughts and prayers going in her direction. Let's see, over on the D Live, we got Captain F-Head. Frank the Bunny is here. Darkstar57 is here as well. Captain F-Head, thank you for the ice cream. Appreciate it, dude. Yeah, apparently there's now this new thing over on D Live with the way that the chest works. I don't really see anything on my end, though, to be able to do anything with it. So I don't really know how it works or what I do, but if I figure that out, I will definitely do the very best that I can. Let's see. So, Captain F, thank you again for that ice cream. I appreciate it. Over easy mode. What's going on over easy mode? Frank the Bunny says, treasure chest has changed. I only have 3 lemons on me. Need more. I know. For some reason, it's changed. I'm still trying to get used to it myself. I have a bone to pick with D-Live because, we were driving last week. We were driving last stream to try and get to the 200 followers on D-Live because I thought that at that point, you would be able to be partnered pretty quickly. Apparently, not only do you have to fill out a form, but also you have to be verified or vouched for by 2 other people who have already been partnered. And the description that I got, the response that I got was, well, because we want this to be a community effort, and so that's why we have it, we have it this way. The problem, though, is that, okay, but as someone who is streaming on multiple platforms and as someone who has been building an audience on D-Live and someone who's been pushing people from YouTube to D-Live, I don't really understand why there has to be this kind of red tape of having to get 2 people that I don't know vouching for me who have received partner. I mean, seriously, it just does not make any damn sense. Zathras, thank you very much for the follow. I really do appreciate it. Jazzy ST991, thank you for the 3 lemons. Appreciate that. And the Goon, thank you for the lemon as well. Brandon B, thank you for the super chat, says, hey, Oon, I really enjoy your OMB site. Please keep up the great job. Well, Brandon B, thank you, man. I appreciate it. For those that don't know, I do have a website up and running. It's been up and running for a few months now. It's called OMB Reviews. I think it's called ombreviews.home.blog. Again, it's one of those, it's a WordPress site, and it's something that I am still working on. It is definitely not a finished product. My end goal and my hope is that for the summer, I'm able to spend not only time investing in putting more into the site, but also to be able to upgrade it as well with a legitimate theme and with just more content. So that's something that I hope to be able to do over the summer. But as you guys know, things are going crazy behind the scenes with having to move and all that other crazy stuff that goes along with it. So I'm really hoping that I have the time over the summer to be able to actually do that, but I will of course keep you guys posted on that when that happens. But we're only a couple weeks away for the end of school, and once school ends, I'll have more time during the days, during the week to be able to dedicate to that. So I will definitely keep you guys posted on that. But thank you very much, Brandon. I appreciate it. Yeah, for just using free stuff, I think that I've done as good of a job as I possibly can. Also having no coding experience at all. So I really do appreciate that a lot. The Goon, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Frank the Money says, chest is filling now. I think it pops at 5 points. Okay. Frank, PewDiePie stream across, I guess. I guess so. Senate, thank you for the 2 lemons. Senate, thank you for the ice cream as well. Captain F-Ed, get Nerdrotic and Doomcock sorted over here and sort each other out. Dude, I really wish I could. And if I ever am able to meet other people on D-Live who can vouch for me, who are partners, that's the most difficult thing, is that if you're already a partner, it means that you already are, popular enough to where you're not going to see other streamers. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me to be able to have that connection with other people in that way. I mean, I guess you could think of it as similar to, YouTube, where you reach out to people that have similar interests as you, like, for example, Gary Nerdrotic, the Fandom Menace. But that's the problem, is that mostly on D-Live, it's mostly just people who are gaming. It's mostly people doing other things that are not really movie related or really pop culture related. So how can I get 2 people that I don't know to vouch for me who are already partners? Like, I just think the whole system is kind of just messed up. So again, unfortunately, because of that, it's going to be a while before I'm able to actually do the GIF stream that I've been wanting to do for my D-Live peeps. But that is the reason why, is because I literally can't, because until I can get 2 people to vouch for me over there, I can't do anything over there. So thank you so much for being so patient with me, though. I appreciate it. Anyway, let's see. Random Nerd Doom says, I saw Avengers Endgame. Can I talk about even if it is spoilery? Well, I mean, at this point, Endgame has been out for 3 weeks now, or in its 3rd week. And so I think that if anyone hasn't seen it or hasn't heard spoilers yet, I mean, they're kind of, I can't protect them. I cannot protect them anymore from all of this stuff. But I do have to say a few things. First off, I did see Detective Pikachu. If you watched the video today on the channel, which of course is not doing anything because it's not talking about Brie Larson, it's not talking about Captain Marvel or Endgame, or any of the big topics that YouTube likes to push in its algorithm, because for some reason YouTube can't just notify people who are already subscribed to the channel. God forbid that they actually notify people that are subscribed and hit the bell button. If anything, they usually get unsubscribed, or the bell button gets unclicked, or even if all those things are there, they still don't get notified because that's just how YouTube works. So I really do wish they were able to fix that, because then I know that there would at least be views for these videos that are not usually topics. That's the biggest problem with YouTube. That is the reason why YouTube is broken right now, is because basically people on channels have to make content that is going to do well in the YouTube algorithm so that people who are not subscribers can see it. So basically, people like Geeks and Gamers or Gary or any of these other channels, they're almost forced to. All of us are almost forced to make content about things that, sure, we can talk about and sure, we want to talk about, but we might not be able to talk about all the things that we want to cover. I mean, I would love to do more movie reviews. I would love to do classic movie reviews. The problem is that if you do that, then what happens is that it gets no traction, and because it gets no traction, it brings your channel down, and so then when you do eventually do a video that is, you know, algorithm friendly or whatever, it doesn't do well. And so it's kind of like you either can continue to make content and continue to be stuck at the same view count because your subscribers aren't getting the notification anyway, or they're getting unsubscribed, or you play their game. And so I'm kind of like stuck in this in-between where it's like, well, I don't want to play the game too hard. And I don't have anything against channels that have been doing nonstop Brie Larson videos, nonstop Endgame videos and all these other things, because it makes sense that they have to in order for their channels to stay alive. I mean, these are people that where their livelihood is YouTube. Their livelihood is the subscriptions, is the live streams, is all of these other things. You know, for me, this is something that I do for fun. This is something that I don't do as my primary source of income, and so therefore I don't really need to worry about it as much. But I still also want to make sure that people are actually getting the content that's being put out there, that people can actually respond and offer recommendations, and I can actually hear those recommendations. But I can't if the people who are subscribed to the channel don't even get freaking notified of it. It's so ridiculous and it's so infuriating. But thank you very much. I really do appreciate everything that y'all are doing. Seriously. Rosetta Allen says, since when does Disney not ruin everything? That's a good point. I would say that there was a time, probably in the 90s, when they were, for the most part, not screwing up too much. But yeah, it's been a long time. It has been a very, very long time. Yeah, Tina says that Anna is sick, death in the family, and now she thinks her house may have been broken into. So again, huge prayers and thoughts being sent over to Anna. So I will try my very best not to crap over the things that she loves tonight in all seriousness. The Senate says, thanks for the original trilogy disc. Not sure if I said thanks already. Senate, I got your message on Twitter. I can't remember if you DM'd me or if it was just a tweet. I did get the fact that you got it though. So you are very welcome, good sir. And yeah, so the Senate won the giveaway that I did for last month, and I'm glad that those actually got out to you. And if you won the giveaway last month, those should either have already arrived or should almost arrive. And then for two of my guys who are patrons in the $10, $25 tier, your shirts should be arriving next week. So should be arriving next week. I sent you guys, I think it's May 17th to May 23rd was when the printing and shipping would have been done. So you should expect it on those days or between that time. So please message me after May 23rd if you have not gotten your shirt yet, and I will make sure to make sure you get one. Soul Assassin says, you don't like evil clowns? What about killer clowns from outer space? It sounds kind of like an evil clown still, so I don't really know. I don't really think so. Random Nerd of Doom says, I loved Endgame. I am happy Captain Whammon had so little to do, but Thanos wasn't brutal enough when beating her up. Well, here's the thing. I'm glad that she wasn't on screen a whole lot, but here's the thing. She ends up being more of a Deus Ex Machina because of that, and I don't think that's much better. So basically the options were have a lot of her, have none of her. And if you have none of her, then what she does is anytime she shows up, she's going to wreak havoc. Anytime she shows up, she is just going to wreck town. And what that means is that she is going to be this living embodiment of a Deus Ex Machina, where all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a strong character comes to save the day, and it's all about convenience. And I think that's just it's very frustrating. It's very infuriating. For my DLive people, I'm going to see if I go to my page myself, if then I get an option to actually send things out. So let's see, 1.9. So what is that? Do I press on this? Distribute rewards. Add Lena points in the to chest to reward your followers. Points you add won't expire. So I can add points to the chest. Okay. Chess requires 5 Lino points maximum to distribute. Okay, so the way it works now, so now I figured out how to do it on DLive, guys. So the more you interact in the chat on DLive, the more that you watch, I guess. I mean, it's so hard to tell now. I think that it's chatting and watching at the same time, where if the more you guys do that, the chest fills up, and then once it's past 5, I can distribute it, and then depending on how active you've been, your luck will be different, and so you'll either get more or less of the pot every time that it gets distributed. So I'll keep an eye on that to see when the chest gets large enough for me to be able to distribute rewards to you guys. Random Knitter Doom, I got that one already. Grandmaster Yoda says, no, it's still great cash, but still shock how much of drop-off it would be. No, and again, I think that I'm not really surprised by that because everyone saw it opening weekend. And so, therefore, you're just going to see a tremendous drop-off, from week 1 to week 2 to week 3. So, it's going to happen. Orange Hat Review says, is your aversion to demonic movies and such based on your religion, or is it simply just an aversion to horror films? I've heard some religious folk won't watch religious horror. So it's a little bit of both, Orange Hat Reviews. It's because I don't like watching films with the demonic in it because I just know as a person of faith just the realities of those movies, and so that's part of it. Also, they just scare me. So it's kind of like a mixture of both because they also scare me as well. CF Productions coming to you another stream. What's up, CF Productions? How's it going? Rosetta Allen, send Anna all our love and support. She's awesome. I love her and her art. No, she's so talented, so definitely sending all the love and support her way. Random Nerd Doom, did you hear about the news in Hong Kong where if you spoil Avengers Endgame, they'd beat you up? Is Avengers a movie or religion now? Holy crap, that's ridiculous. No one should be beat up for a spoiler. Yelling at maybe, mocked, sure, not beat up. Aiden Vickery says, I saw Shazam tonight. I can see it becoming a staple Christmas TV fixture. Yes, we can still call it Christmas here in the UK. Awesome, Aiden. Yeah, it's a great film. It's actually my favorite DC film thus far. It's actually, to me, more entertaining than Wonder Woman was. I really like Wonder Woman, but yeah. Nickel Noodles says, hey, Odin, have you been following anyone else on DLive? I follow a couple people on DLive, but really not much, because I don't have enough time to watch YouTube streams, let alone DLive streams, and that's what makes everything that much more difficult, Frank the Bunny over on DLive says, should we surf around DLive and pimp you out, Odin? Hey, man, do whatever it is that you need to, because I would appreciate it nonetheless. MXP, did the Pokemon movie make you sick looking at them, or did you get used to them? I loved it. To be honest, MXP, I thought the animation for the most part was pretty good. Now, there are parts when there's a lot of Pokemon on screen and it just doesn't look very good because it's a CGI fest, but especially the moments where it's just Pikachu on screen, it looks freaking fantastic. Like, the animation's really good for the most part, I would say. And they're adorable, they're cute, and they're classic characters. Like, they are classic designs. And that's what I liked most about it, is that they didn't change much of the designs. They kept everything mostly a classic look and a classic approach. And honestly, I think that they focus mostly on the Pokemon from 151, like from the first gen. And I personally appreciate that because I always say, I only recognize 151 Pokemon. And I really do think that's a good thing, that for the characters that at least are featured in the movie, for the most part, are Pokemon from 151. So therefore, I think it's going to have the most broad appeal because people who, are following Pokemon, who like Pokemon, or who did like Pokemon at some point in their life, are more likely going to recognize those types rather than other types. And so I really do like that a lot. Over easy mode, Vincent the Red Elephant reported that YouTube lost $70 billion because of their algorithm. Good, dude. I'm glad they lost money because they suck. Captain F-Head, apparently YouTube requires subs to interact, likes, and comments to support notifications, so viewers must play the game to continue getting alert. Wait, what? Is that true, Captain F-Head? I'm going to have to look into that because if that's the case, that is stupid because how can they like or comment if they're not getting notified about the video? That's a great question, YouTube. You didn't think that one through, did you? But that's of course. You don't think anything through except, how can we best push our political agenda? That's what you think about. Frank the Bunny, just upload a Fortnite video every fortnight. I think that's the trick. MXP, YouTube forcing people to create Brie Larson. No, seriously. They're basically forcing people to create those types of videos, man. Because it's those videos that get the most recognition in their damn algorithm. If I were just to put up Detective Pikachu movie review, it would get nothing. It would get maybe like 500 views. Even though there's over 17,000 subscribers on the channel, only 500 of them would actually watch it. And you know what? Out of that 500, maybe only half of them would be subscribers, which means that it's even less. That's what the most insane thing is. When you actually look at the breakdowns for the videos and for the views, most of the views are coming from non-subscribers. And yeah, that's great that the videos are getting out beyond subscribers, but I would much rather have people have, you know, I would much rather have a smaller growth on the channel subscriber-wise if all my subscribers were able to watch my video. If all my subscribers were able to actually, you know, get notified that the video was there. To me, I would much rather that. I would take very small channel growth because the algorithm's not, you know, basically exporting my video towards the masses that aren't subscribed. I would rather lose that as long as people are actually getting freaking notified that the video is going live. It's so ridiculous. Peabody says, I get no traction. I just do vids from Mama. She likes that stuff. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Peabody says, then we get to do an Odin shirt tee-off. Yeah. Elvin Lucia, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that very, very much so. And Kino Man, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Frank says, hopefully it is the chat. Maybe we can do spam minutes or something to fill out. I'm just speculating. Yeah, that might be something to test. When I'm done on DLive, reading y'all's comments, I would say, hey, think about spamming and see what that does. It's probably limited to 1 message a minute. MXP, I would say you're probably right, but again, this is all very new. Peabody, we need pics from everywhere of all of us wearing Odin shirts. Yes, Peabody, we need to get that. We need to get pictures of everyone from all across the world wearing their Odin's Movie Blog shirts. I want to see my face on shirts all across the world. Captain F-Head, watching Boys in the Hood. What happened to the great cinema? That's a good point. Niggle Noodle says, how would they know if a movie had been spoiled if they haven't seen it yet? Guess that's a good point. Frank the Bunny, Disney is differently trying to make itself a religion. Mark my words. Ooh. Flames 1107. Shazam was great. I don't remember the last time I went to see a movie in a theater twice. Oh, it was so good. It was great. It's a new chest. Frank the Bunny says, Alita was the last time I went to the theater multiple times. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm hoping my second multi-viewing. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood looks fantastic. The trailer is so damn good. Niggle Noodles, I follow some people on DLive that have big followings. I'm sure I'll get all kinds of hate, but I will pimp your stream. Well, thank you, Niggle Noodles. I appreciate that, man. Kino Man, thank you for the follow. Micah D2, thank you very much for the follow as well. Captain Evhead says, I make a point of at least liking every YouTube video I watch from guys I sub to. I have no notification issues at all. Well, I mean, hey, Captain Evhead might sounds like you may have cracked the code if you are actually liking the videos. But here's the thing is that means that you probably are on your subscription page, and so you'll just see them there. And I think that if people are at least getting notified, like to me, the automatic, as soon as you subscribe, should be you get notified. Like you get, you know, a text alert, not a text alert, but a phone notification or an email, and then you have to unsubscribe from that if you don't want those types of notifications anymore. I think that if they were actually going to focus on being more creator-oriented, that would be the way they would do it. Not that you have to go out of your way just to get notified of anything happening. Senate says, so Odin, how was Bree in the unicorn store? Oh, we'll get to that in a second. Kino Man, nice camera quality. Thank you very much, man. It is the Logitech 920. It's the Logitech 920. On YouTube, there's a link for it in the description if you want to check it out. It's pretty great. It's a pretty great camera. It's a pretty great camera. All right, guys, so I'm done over on DLive, so if you want to spam away to test it out to see if that's how you're going to be able to get the chest to fill up, let me know. All right, going back over to my YouTube peeps. Tina says, Sticky V sends their best to you. They can barely keep their eyes open, but wanted to send hello. Well, Sticky V, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Cia Production says, it's over, Anakin. I have the sorry ground. You underestimate my sorry. Brandon B, you have a good one, man. D-Live is super fun, says Laura. It is. That's why it was doing so well, and now all of a sudden it's just, you know, it's not living up to what it was before. Luca Moretto, thank you for the follow over on DLive. I appreciate that. Cupcake Geek says, hey, Odin, what is Louisiana like, and what's your favorite state? Louisiana is hot, and for the most part, pretty miserable because of that, because of all the damn humidity. My favorite state, I guess it means on what favorite state to visit or to live in. Because to visit, I do love me some Tennessee. And I'm not biased because that's where I'm moving, but Tennessee is pretty damn good. The Hunka Chunka Funka Monk is in here. Dude, Hunka Chunka, go to bed, man. He says, we'll be the first thought on D-Live. Yeah, you like the beard, huh? Yeah, I'm not gonna show you skin, but you know I got this nice beard for you. If that's what gets to you, Hunky. If that's what gets to you, Hunka Chunka Funka Monkey. I mean, hey, that's what you gotta do. Tina says, I'm just glad to see that after the unicorn stuff, I figured you were in a padded room and Freya released you because you're on good behavior. Oh man, oh man. Once I get caught up on YouTube, I will talk about Unicorn Store. The Rise of Chulo says, do you see Star Wars making over $100 million opening weekend? Rise of Chulo, there's definitely a chance. Do I think it's likely? No. Is there a chance? Sure. It has nothing to do with it being Star Wars. It has everything to do with it being, it's going to come out on one of the best weekends in December, where everyone's off from school. Many people are off from work, depending on their job. And so you're just going to have so many people who have nothing else better to do who are going to go and watch it. And so I think that that's how it's going to make money. On top of that, it's going to be released in 3D and Dolby and IMAX and pretty much every single format imaginable. And with all of that coming into account, that's how it might get to that money, might get to that $100 million mark. Now, is it going to be a film that's going to break $1 billion? That to me is a much larger question mark. And we'll know week 1, week 2, what the drop off is. Also, if it's a good movie, because if it happens to be an amazing film, well, then I think that at that point, people are going to say, okay, well, people are going to go see it again because it's good. But based on what we've seen from the trailer so far, and based on the fact that this trilogy makes no damn sense, probably not. Probably not. All right, let's see. Where am I on the YouTube chat? Where am I in the YouTube chat? La da da da, la di da da, la da 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 da. Sticky V says, greetings from the other side of the ocean. 10 seconds before I turn off my PC, just wanted to give you a shout out for the martyrdom recently by watching Unicorn Store. Thanks, Sticky V. I appreciate that. And I'll talk about that movie in a second. Good Lord, that movie. Rosetta Allen, I would love more culture, but I think the internet is very socialist in design of yet fit everyone in these little small boxes. Pretty much. Random Nerd Doom, if Captain America was real, would he get along with Chris Evans or Chris's politics? No. Based on who we know who Captain America is, no, I would say not. Orange Eye Reviews, what are your review thoughts of SC38 video they did, both objective and subjective? I have not seen the whole thing yet, but I would imagine that both would be relatively high. But I think I've seen clips from it before. I mean, when I saw the screenshots or the thumbnail for it, I said, I thought this is something that's already been released. I don't know, maybe if they just released a small clip of it before, and now this is the full video. I'm not sure. But I'm interested to look into it for sure. But I can see why I would have objective issues, because you'll be able to tell from what, again, I think this is the same video, if I'm not mistaken. You'll be able to tell pretty clearly what is from the movie and what has been added in, because you can only really do so much. 8-Bit Snake Boy, heyo, Saturday Night Live, good to be here. Endgame was very enjoyable, but rubbish. No way is it better than Avatar, in my opinion. Too many plot holes and bad decisions, in my opinion. Well, I'm not going to talk about Avatar tonight, out of respect for Anna, who's going through a rough time, but I still stand by my issues with Endgame from an objective standpoint. Laura, did you see the scene 38? No, I have not. Random Nerd Doom, I think Endgame gave Captain America a beautiful send-off and deserving fate for the character. It would be if it made sense, but that's the problem, is that it doesn't make any sense. And because either two things. One, it doesn't make sense and their timeline is broken and it just, it just doesn't work on that level. Or two, it does work in time, and if it does work in time, well then Captain America has now just gone against the very nature of himself by performing a selfish act, by going back in time, knowing that Peggy finds love, finds a husband, and has kids, and taking it upon himself to change that, even if it's a different timeline, doesn't matter. Either way, again, the timeline's broken, or he's selfish, which again is against what his character has always been established to be, even in the movies. Random Nerd Doom, I'm happy Iron Man got to kill Thanos and not Captain Whammon. I facepalmed every time I saw her on screen when watching Endgame. My friend made fun of me for doing it. Well, yeah, I think that, especially towards the end when she gets that stupid haircut and the... oh gosh, yeah, there's so many problems with it. Rosetta Allen, I am not scared all of them, but horror films bore me. That said, I don't mind Christian thrillers and horrors that deal with the consequences of those kinds of interactions. Yeah, they freak me out. They freak me out. Steph, oh hi Steph, how's it going? Super Anime Gamer, sorry, I know I always ask about tech stuff. I heard you say you use Red Circle for your podcast. Can I ask, what's your opinion on using YouTube as an additional platform? Super, I would say it's a good thing. I think that you should have it in as many places as you can. I always upload my live streams to my secondary channel, so it's always available there. It's always available if you can find the unlisted link, because all my live streams are still on this channel. They're just unlisted because, again, YouTube algorithm stuff. But I would recommend having it be on a legitimate podcast site, because then you can actually get it out to to iTunes and to Google Play, to Stitcher, and to all of those podcast apps, and it just gives you a little bit more reach. And so I would say both are a good idea. Red Circle I would recommend because it offers free hosting, which is a very rare thing, and I have not had any major issues with it. And the one issue I did have was actually more of an internet problem, and it was actually not even my internet. It was the internet that I was using at my school. And they were able to walk me through it very, very quickly. So I would definitely recommend all of those things. Soul Assassin says, I plan to watch the Pokemon movie. The only question I have is there no PC or SJW politics in it so I can enjoy the film? Soul Assassin, thank you very much for asking. So for Pokemon the movie, so again, I love it. It's fantastic. If you go to see it soon, you might actually have a chance of getting one of these. Yes, Pokemon cards. They are giving away Pokemon cards. They're giving away in a little booster pack, which is something that I have not seen since I was a kid because I haven't collected cards since I was a kid, but I felt like a kid again. Like, seriously, I got my ticket, they gave me the booster pack, and I was like, I remember these? And I was like freaking out. You can ask my wife. You can ask Freya. She was just like, you're like a kid. And I'm like, yes, I feel like a kid again. And I think that's what movies should be able to do. Movies are there to help us escape. That's what they've always been meant to do. And that's why I hate when films get so political. I hate when films just get so focused on modern day politics because it takes you out of it. And if there's a movie that's going to take me out of the escapism that I'm trying to participate in, well, then guess what? I'm going to crap all over it. But Detective Pikachu, even before the movie started, I was already enjoying escapism because I got a nice little holographic Detective Pikachu card and a nice little holographic Bulbasaur card. And they're fantastic. I mean, seriously, like, they're the original Pokemon. They are part of the legitimate game, so you can actually play this if you're playing I don't play the card game anymore, obviously. But if I did, I would be able to play with these cards, and so they're collectible. So I really enjoy that. I like that there's an actual Detective Pikachu card. I think that's really nice. I don't know if any theater or every theater is doing it, but hey, I was very excited by it, but it's fantastic. But the question about SJWism, there are some people that are probably going to point out one line, literally one line in the movie, and it's about climate change. But I will say this much, and I'm not really spoiling anything because it's just a line, right? But when it happens, you'll understand that it's actually not that bad. Like, it really honestly isn't, because there's things going on, and it's just really funny what's going on because it's just a lot of chaos. And then the line is, I can't believe, like, how could anyone still not believe that climate change is real, is basically the line. But with everything else going on, you're like, that's funny. Like, that's not like, it's not like they're watching the ozone layer get, like, burned away and then them seriously saying, God, I just can't oh my gosh, guys, I just can't believe that no one believes in climate change anymore. Like, oh my God, I can't believe it. It's not like that. It's chaos. Oh, I can't believe that people don't accept climate change. Oh, and that's it. One line, and then it's done. Now, do I think the line should have been in there or needed to be in there? No, they could have had another line in there, but seriously, that one line is it. And if that's the worst thing they have in there, they're doing a pretty damn good job. And it's great. It really is. It's a lot of fun. It's a PG film, but there's comedy in there that adults will be able to appreciate. Greta, what's going on, Greta? How is it going? Random Notre Doom. I cried while watching Endgame in the part where all the heroes were on screen at the same time over how beautiful it was. I cried knowing everything was going woke after that. Yeah, I mean, an Endgame to me has a lot of really great moments to it, but at the same time, I still can't get over. Again, subjectively, I was not able to appreciate the film because of all the narrative flaws and issues. All right, I got some super chats to get to, and then I'll have it back over to my D-Live peeps. Don't worry, D-Live, I've not forgotten about you guys. We're only at 3.5 in the chest, and so I can't distribute anything until we get to 5 in the chest. So once again, D-Live's now changing things up. When will there ever be a site that just keeps things working as they are and not just change it every 5 seconds? But Proper Ginevra, thank you very much for the super chat, says, I used to hate superhero films, except for a few. I even hated Iron Man and the MCU as a whole for forcing me to watch 20 plus films to understand everything. Damn, dude. He continues, however, Tony and Endgame made it all worth it. I have a newfound respect for Marvel and hope the direction of Far From Home is the future of the MCU. Well, Ginevra, I'm right there with you as far as appreciating many of the films and specifically Tony Stark's character arc. But I do think that one character arc does not make up for all the issues and flaws that exist in other parts of the movie. MegaJetty1, thank you very much for the super chat, says, I loved Thanos power stoning Captain Mar blew her away. And again, a lot of people like that in the film. However, it was so quick, and before that, he had headbutted her to no effect. And so I'm just kind of in the place where, yeah, but they still showed her to be very OP. And overall, I just think that it didn't really get the message that they wanted. And Forever Sci-Fi, thank you for the super chat, says, imagine that moment when Cap met young Sharon. I know. Seriously, Forever Sci-Fi. It's a good point. It is a good point. Frank says, hopefully the spam worked. I don't think the spam worked. So at least we got that test out of the way. Spamming apparently does not work on DLive to get the chest to fill up. That's really sad because now you guys can't earn as much as y'all normally would be able to. That sucks. That really does suck. Seriously. And DLive's like, you can't be partner until you get other people to vouch for you. How about you stop screwing up your damn system that was like mostly fine before? Frank the Bunny, thank you for the lemon. I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much so. I appreciate it so much. Dion, what's going on, Dion? How's it going? Flames1107, did you see the directors defending why Falcon received the shield because Bucky could still be brainwashed? I didn't see it because I just don't care at this point because it doesn't matter what they use to justify it. It doesn't make sense. It does not work. Narratively, it makes no sense for Falcon to have the shield. He doesn't have the super soldier serum. He cannot throw or wield the shield in any other way. It is just going to be a way to defend himself and he can't throw it the same way as Captain America does. He doesn't have the strength for it. So it doesn't matter what they say because it sucks. I will say this much though. I think it is freaking hilarious because these writers of this damn movie Endgame keep putting their damn foots in their mouth because now they're going out and saying that they had no idea that, and for those who have not seen Endgame or have not seen the spoiler-filled trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home, you might want to just turn it off for a second. But basically, they said that they did not recognize and they did not know that they were going to a multiverse direction in Spider-Man Far From Home. And I'm looking at myself saying, wait a minute, I thought the whole point of their stupid time travel nonsense was to create a multiverse. But now they've kind of confirmed that they're two distinct things, meaning that not only do you have this janked up timeline that's created alternate timelines, which I would call alternate realities, right? But now you also have different realities that have pre-existed that now, because of the snap, at least based on what was told to us in the trailer, has made ripped a hole in the fabric of the universes, in the fabric of the reality itself. And because of that, has allowed for travel between the realities. So, again, these writers are showing very clearly that they have no idea what the hell they're talking about, and they're making it even more confusing. It's so ridiculous. Patrick Maduff, thank you for the lemon. The K-Man, thank you for the lemon as well. Flame says, my theater gave them out after the movie. Nice, Flames. That's awesome. Yeah, Pokemon cards were so cool. They were so cool. Brad Beer Hunter, why would you need a partner to verify you? That's a great question, Brad. That's a great question. But apparently I need not just one, but two people who are already partnered on DLive to vouch for me before my application can actually be submitted. That's so ridiculous. Niggle Noodles, I believe in primate change as in woke people are de-evolving. Frank says, isn't there supposed to be an asteroid now? I think climate change was last year's doomsday. Dion, thank you for the lemon. I appreciate it. Frank says, I think the chest updates every 10 to 15 minutes, just a guess. Oh, that would make sense. That would make sense. Burns, just wanted to thank you for your movie review channel. You should promote it more. Well, I'm on there right now. I promote it all the time. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. You mean the OMB Reviews? Well, I mean, it's always in the links to my video, and the reason why I don't really promote it as much is because it's something that it's a work in progress. And so I'm going to send people over there, to test things out. And if people want to use it, every day, that's why it's there. It's to be there for, to build a community, and you can leave as many comments and replies and all that stuff. But I do want to, before I start to full-fledged promote it, I want to make sure that it's in good shape and that it can actually handle, traffic, Nick Lindo says, some streams the chests fill up real quick. Other times it barely moves. No rhyme or reason. That just doesn't make any sense. That just does not make any sense. Dion is up to 13 followers. Nice. Very, very, very nice. That's very cool. Over easy mode, Robert Downey Jr. can't be replaced. Brie is going to turn the MCU into Star Wars. Sorry, Star Wars fans, no offense. No, I think that they would agree with you saying, no, it looks like the direction that they're probably going in, but I'm not going to write off Robert Downey Jr. Now that they're opening up this multiverse stuff and this multiple dimension time stuff, Robert Downey Jr. theoretically could come back at any time, and there's going to come a point in his career where he's going to say, hey, I want to make millions by doing nothing. I want to make millions by just coasting for the rest of my life. He's coming back. I really honestly believe he's coming back in some point. Maybe not soon, but if it's not Far From Home, because honestly I think there's at least a 5% chance he comes back in Far From Home. But if it's not that, then I would say in the next 5 years he comes back. I honestly believe that at the end of Phase 4, I would totally see him coming back and that setting up Phase 5. Yeah, up to 4.7, now 4.6. So did it go down? Oh, man, oh, man. Frank over on DLive says, no offense taken, Star Wars fans should be warning MCU fans of what's in store. Yep, that's a good point. Senate says, DLive is now YouTube style of stupid minus the copyright. Yeah, seriously, like the one big thing is definitely that. Wesnat, thank you for the 6 ice cream. I appreciate it. Is DLive a cult? No, Brad, it's not. All right, chest is now full. All right, the chest is now full. It says 6.7. All right, so let's distribute rewards. Boom. So now I think you have to click on it. So there should be a little button where you click on to claim your rewards over on DLive. And when that happens, then once the 20 seconds that are left go by, then it should give you rewards or something. I don't know. It's very confusing to me. But Wesnat, thank you so much for the ice cream, man. I really do appreciate that. You're awesome. Cobra Viper 999 says no notification. No surprise, dude. No surprise. All right, so Peabody, you got 2.1, the Senate 1.6, Frank 1.4, Dion 1.3. All right, so I still think you would have gotten more in that same time period with the old method, but I think that's what they wanted to do in the first place. I think that was the point of what they wanted to do. God, congrats to the winners, though. But I would rather let everyone have a equal chance to get these things, you know? I'm sorry, Captain F-Ed. Again, Peabody says, okay, Odin is distributing rewards through deal. I have no idea. No, it's all random. It is totally random. Yeah, sorry for anyone that did not get one. Frank says, 1.4 Lino points for me. Damn, it looks like a leaderboard thing. Yeah, it does. I think that, again, the number of crypto you get is based off of how active you are in the chat, unfortunately. So I'm so sorry about this. So sorry, guys. So very sorry. It's not based, no. From what I've been told, Flames, over on DLive, from what I've been told, it is based on how active you are in the chat, increases your luck. And if you have the highest luck, then you have the best chance of getting the biggest piece of the pie when it goes live. So, yeah, I mean, it does encourage more people to stay active in the chat. But as I said before, I think that it would be better to reward people. I liked it before when you were being rewarded for just watching the stream. I thought that was a brilliant concept. Wished Upon a Vlog is here. What's going on, Julie? Julie, go to bed. Rosetta Allen, it takes a lot of work for me to check my subscriptions every day. Never works like it should. YouTube just plain sucks. That's a great point. I really wish there was a viable alternative. Let's see. Suicide Grunt says, why do people cry at the end of Endgame? That is so ridiculous. Well, I mean, I'm not going to say it's ridiculous because I understand why people would cry for any movie. I mean, keep this in mind. For some people, they subjectively loved the film so much that they did not even recognize or notice the objective flaws. And I think that's something that's very real when it comes to most movie experiences, where some people just are able to turn their minds off, turn their brains off, and just enjoy what's in front of them. And so I'm not going to go after them for subjectively liking a movie. And so imagine, though, you've been watching these films for 11 years and you've grown attached to these characters. I can understand emotional responses. I wouldn't cry. I didn't cry, but I understand that other people would. Zoomed 1975. Hello, what's going on? Random. Why do we call grown females girls but call grown males men? Don't women mature faster? Random. That's a kind of odd question. That's very random nerd. I just think it's a cultural thing, to be honest. Like, I think it's just a part of the language. It's not meant to be demeaning. By calling a boy or a girl or calling them a woman or a man, I don't think it really, in my mind at the very least, when I call someone like, hey girl, say girl, I'm not saying that in a derogatory fashion. It's just an expression. And people need to get over it. People need to get over themselves. All right, I got some super chats over on YouTube. Mega21, thank you for the super chat, says, nothing was said as to who Peggy's husband was. Mega21, here's the problem. They established in the movie that when you go back in time, it becomes your future, insinuating that you create a new timeline. Even though later in the movie, based on what they said about the Reality Stone and about all this, about all the Infinity Stones, that only when, this is from the Ancient One said clearly that when a stone is taken from a point in time, that creates a divergent timeline. And that's why the whole point is we need to return all the stones to the time they were taken so that no divergent timelines are taken. And yet, it still doesn't match up with what Bruce Banner says about when you go back in time, it becomes your future. Because based on what he says, it indicates that you create a new timeline. Biggest issue is that if he went back to any point in time that he had already gone back to, for example, then at that point, having gone back a second time creates another alternate timeline, if that's the way it's going to work. Though, as I said before, they have not even made that really that clear based on what the Ancient One says about how the Infinity Stones themselves work. And so let's say, for example, that, hey, it is one timeline. Okay, well then here's the problem, is that Peggy does not recognize who he is when he's talking to her about her husband and about her kids. So I'm sorry, but if it was him originally, then it would have already been pre-established as such. And if it's not, then you're still dealing in a different timeline, and therefore it still creates a lot of questions, Megajetty 1. So it does not work, Megajetty. I've heard that so many times already. It does not work. Proper Ginevra, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. Jedi Sage Monk, thank you for the Australian $5. He says, Hulk was as cringeworthy as the lazy time travel plot device in Endgame. I agree. Thor was just so cringy, and Hulk, hipster Hulk, as I like to call him, was also cringeworthy as hell. Peabody, thank you for the lemon. Appreciate it. Captain F-Head, I'm still getting rewarded for watching. My chest is ticking over. Oh, it is. Okay, so do you guys still get... Are you sure? Because when I was watching a stream earlier, it wouldn't let me click on my own... It wouldn't click on the chest myself to gain crypto. So I hope that both are still working. Wesnat, thank you for the 4 ice cream. Wesnat, holy crap, dude. Thank you so much, man. You've been so generous this stream. I really do appreciate that. B Charmer... 9123, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wesnat says, is this a Ben Shapiro with beard? Hey, man, I would be flattered to be even mentioned in the same sentence as that dude, because he is just brilliant. And that's not to say anything about, politics, but just no one, no matter what side of the aisle that you're on, can say that he's not a brilliant mind. Someone can be brilliant and you don't agree with him. Dion's going mobile. Frank 1.3 back in. Let's have some new winners for this D-Live. I hope so. Geo Nenk, thank you very much for the follow over on D-Live. I appreciate that. Senate, thank you for the lemon. Captain F-Head, thank you very much for the ice cream. I appreciate that. Frank the Bunny says, maybe some updates haven't been pushed on all devices. I'm watching on my iPhone. Okay, Frank, so Frank still has the original chest. Interesting. M. Nimbus, the chest is working on my phone, but it is not progressing on PC Chrome. Okay. That's interesting. Captain F-Head, pretty sure I just keep giving up ice creams without opening my dusty wallet. Laura Story, thank you for the lemon. I appreciate it. All right, heading back over to my YouTube peeps. All right, let's see. I needed to find a spot to jump back in over on the YouTubes. All right, Laura says, oh my God, everyone fill up the YouTube chat with comments so we can't talk about the unicorn store. Yes, do it. God, yes. Oh, bless me. Yeah, I would really rather not, but I will. It's in the title of the video, so I'm going to talk about it at some point. Tina, I can think of a billion things I'd rather do this weekend. The weekend episode 9 is released. Yeah, like Cats the Musical, right? That's what I'm going to go see. Doing my nails, doing laundry, washing dishes, grocery shopping. Nice. Yep, all those things are better. Astromosa, is this a spoiler review of Detective Pikachu? I've done a non-spoiler review earlier. It's not a movie that really has many deep spoilers. It's like one major spoiler, I guess. But my wife predicted it like within 5 minutes of the movie. I didn't, because I lost myself in the movie. John Early says, I was going to watch Logan Noir, but then I saw the stream in my notification box, and I thought, gotta see the stream. Well, John Early, thank you, dude. I appreciate that. John Early says, Wolverine got a better send-off than Captain America and Logan. Oh, for sure. Logan was so damn good. Super, YouTube notifications are tough. Totally agree with you, but also channels like mine have almost 1,000 subscribers. YouTube couldn't possibly keep up, and cleaning out my sub box would take forever. Yeah, seriously. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. Cass, I have not seen Star Wars SC-38 yet. I've seen clips of it before it got an official... I thought it was already released, but apparently it's not. Laura says, just chatting to keep you from talking about Unicorn Store. So, what is your favorite pastry? Favorite pastry. I love cheese Danish. Cheese Danish are fantastic. They're so good. Laura Story, thank you for the lemon. Beat Charmer 9123, thank you for the 5. Holy crap, 5 ice cream. Damn. Beat Charmer 9123, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And Boss Hog, thank you so much for the lemon. I appreciate that. You are all awesome people. Thank you. to the D-Live peeps. Over on YouTube, Super says, wait, you get Bulbasaur? He was one of my favorites as a kid, him and Charizard. I love Charmander. I always started off every Pokemon Red game I would play. First Pokemon would always be Charmander. Charmander was always the best. John Winkler says, hello, sir. Also with Cap, why is he after Peggy again? I thought part of Cap's arc is in Winter Soldier and Captain Civil War was accepting living in the present. Also, didn't he even start a relationship with Sharon? Yeah, these are great points. Excellent points. Grandmaster Yoda, how in the heck can they have 4 Avatar in 8 years? The CG must be crap. I'm not going to talk about Avatar tonight. Random says, would Detective Pikachu get along with Rocket Raccoon? Yes, absolutely. Rosetta Allen says, I know you don't like horror films, but have you watched the trailer for a Chapter 2? Nope, I have not. In fact, that's what got us talking about all of that. So, Zane Waters, mostly it just doesn't make sense that Cap would talk to Falcon before Bucky. Yep, great point. Doesn't make any damn sense whatsoever, which is why so many people have problems with it. And then the number one excuse you hear is, oh, that's just because they're racist. No, it has nothing to do with that. We love Falcon. There's nothing wrong with Falcon. There's just everything wrong with Falcon being Captain America. It doesn't work. Just objectively, it doesn't work. Soul's Assassin, you don't like horror? Try walking into my grandma's house. I think it's haunted because you walk in and hear a scary voice say, get out. Oh, man. Rhaegar Targaryen, who will watch The Wokesman? Cass says, have you watched Star Wars? No. Guys, I've answered that 1,000 times. I've not seen the new Star Wars thing. I thought it already came out because I've seen it before. Alex Martinez says, on a scale from 1 to totally radical, from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, how much are you excited for John Wick 3? I'm as excited as you can be. John Wick 3 looks so damn awesome. I've already got my tickets for it. I got my tickets for it like 3 weeks ago. As soon as they became live, I got my tickets. 7 o'clock, Dolby. So pumped for it. Aiden Vickery says, he obviously fixed for the MCU time thing. Doctor Who, just not the current one, please. Yeah, just put Doctor Who in it, and everything will be fixed. Tina, without giving spoilers for those who haven't seen the Orville Season 2, wasn't I right about the MCU needing to hire Seth? Oh, for sure. And this isn't spoiling anything because I think even Gary has mentioned it on his stream before. There are time travel elements brought in Season 2, and it is brilliant. Seriously, brilliant. It's exactly what Endgame should have been. Because at the very least, they are very clear about the rules that are set in the Orville. Endgame, not so much, as I've already made clear. Laura, never mind, I can't listen on D-Live with another app open. I'm sorry to hear that, Laura. John Winkler says, also, did you know a Pokemon artist from Japan wants anime to become more like Disney and Marvel? Good Lord, please no. Yeah, please no. Please no. Orange Hat Reviews, they recently confirmed that RDJ is absolutely done with the MCU. The Russos confirmed it. Marvelous Wave report on it today. As I said, you can never say never. An actor, if they're offered the right amount of money, can always come back. Because remember, too, the Russos are gone, too. But guess what? The Russos said they're done, too. However, they're likely going to be brought back because they said they really want to do Secret Wars. And it looks like with the whole multiverse thing coming into fruition, they're going to come back because that's the direction that they'll probably go in. Same thing with, Alita fell. So my friend Gannis and Alita Troll sent me an Alita Funko Pop. Funko Pop. Funko Pop? Whew, interesting. But no, never say never. I'm sorry, if he's offered enough money, he'll come back. I really do believe that. Tina says, so if they have all these stupid multiverses, then when somebody dies, they may not be dead. That is poor storytelling. Yep. It's very convenient. Oh, we can just go to the other universe and get him. 8-Bit Snake Boy says, multiverse will be used as an excuse to justify anything they do going forward in the MCU. Probably not in a good way, in my opinion. No doubt we'll get multiple versions of the same heroes. Yep. It is basically a lazy story writing tactic that's being used here because they're out of ideas. Random Notre Doom, I wonder how they will make a Black Widow movie if she is dead. Well, the whole premise has been that it'll be a prequel, but because we know, one, there are multiverses, seems to insinuate that could be a way they bring her back, and two, Captain has to return the Soul Stone, so, soul for a soul. Theoretically, one could say, because I don't think anyone's ever actually returned the Soul Stone before, at least not in the movies, they could establish, and I think this would be lazy too, they could establish that if you return the stone, then you get the soul that you sacrifice back, which would be so stupid. Again, I'm not saying they should do that. However, I'm just basing this off of what has been established and the directions they likely will try to go in. Alex Martinez over on YouTube says, as a Star Wars and Marvel fan, the fate of the MCU is doomed. The future only holds Mary Sues with no character. This will be the ultimate annihilation and decimation of the franchise. Hey, I agree. I I think that you have an excellent point there. Excellent point there. All right, let me catch up in the chat. Let me catch up in the chat. All right, so there we go. Got a super chat to get, a couple super chats to get to. Megajenny1, thank you for the super chat. Says no problemo. Check my Terminator plays Grand Theft Auto 5 for fun. Guys, check out the Megajenny1 channel to see his Terminator plays Grand Theft Auto 5. Kermit the Log, thank you for the $3 super chat. No message, but thank you very much. I appreciate that. Micah D2, thank you for the super chat. Says SC38 is out now. Fixing it in post channel. Check it out now. So guys, go check it out. Go check out the Star Wars recut scene. I want to say I've seen clips of it before because every time I saw, because I haven't seen the video yet, but every time I saw the thumbnail, I'm like, I've seen this before. This has been released before. Now, I don't know if that was just a clip of the full scene that has now been released, but I liked it then, but I can understand the objective issues with it too. Jedi Sage Monk says, so in Game of Thrones, is Ned Stark's phrase now, wokeness is coming? No, his phrase now is, winter is coming, but don't worry, when it comes, it won't last very long. And that's also what she said. Oh, man. MegaJetty1 says, John Wick 3 trailer had a Matrix ref, guns, lots of guns. Well, it's also a, that's also a John Wick reference too, so, because he loves his guns. All right, heading back over to my D-Live peeps. Sorry, so very sorry. Things are getting crazy over there now. Boss Hog, thank you for that lemon. I appreciate it again. Senate says, Odin, talk about Brie and Unicorn Store if you must. I'm going to hold off on that for now. Stray, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Ha. What do you think about the way Game of Thrones Dany is being written? A lot of people are mad about it. I'm mad about it too. Because to me, there are so many things they could have done with these characters. All of them, not just Dany. And what they've decided to do is they decided to go in a direction that doesn't make sense. And this is what happens when you have two guys that are really good at adapting material, but once they are the ones that are writing the material, things fall apart. I mean, that's really honestly what happens. And so they could make a good Star Wars film, but only if they're adapting material from somebody and that somebody is involved. Because if you have a author of a novel from the Knights of the Old Republic series in the EU, or from what's been declared now canon in the novels, if you're able to take that and they're on set and they're the ones that are writing it and overseeing how the script and screenplays are being put together, the movies could be great then. Because, you know, Benioff and Weiss have shown that when they have that good material and they're adapting that good material and they're not really changing much, they're just putting it onto the screen, that they can do a good job. Because seasons 1 through 3, 1 through 4 of Game of Thrones are really good. It wasn't until George R.R. Martin no longer was there. It was not until they just stopped taking materials from the books and decided to start going off in their own directions just based off of these basic points that George had maybe thrown to them about, oh, this is going to happen to this character, this is going to happen to this character, but you get to determine how you want to present it. That's when they started to really suck. And so I honestly do think that that's the case. Let us see. Yeah, it definitely sucks. Number 12 GB says, Frank, who's Aaron Rodgers? Football. He is isn't he still the Green Bay Packers quarterback? Do you want to see funny video? Says Elvin Lucia. Not right now, but maybe later. Over easy mode, I stopped reading comics because it got too complicated with multi-universes. Yeah, seriously, I think that multiverses could work, but it's got to be done right. It's got to be done right, because what we're getting now just does not work. Frank the Bunny says, winner is, and it's gone. Pretty much that joke from South Park holds true. Now you got all that money in there. Oh, now it's gone. Oh, yeah, winter's coming, and now it's gone. Yep, that's pretty much what they did this season. It's like, oh, that thing that we've been talking about since the first freaking episode. People need to realize that winter is coming has been said since the first episode of Game of Thrones, and it was all about the Night King. And then the Night King got killed in one episode. How does that make any damn sense? That's ridiculous. VMQ, thank you for the 3 ice cream. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Oh, open the chest. Okay. Boom. There you go. There you go. Chest is now being opened. Hope that you get something this time. Let's see. Frank says, they've made here deliberately dumb and petty for this Mad Queen arch. She forgot, and the Golden Company. Yep. Yeah, Benioff and Weiss, they said the reason why Dany didn't see the ships and didn't even think about it is because she forgot. Oh, how convenient. She happened to forget that there was a weapon that could kill her dragons. Yeah, sure. That's what happened. All right, well, congratulations if you got any of that crypto. Oh, man, oh, man. Who is the mad queeniest? Yes, Brad. Captain F-Head. Star Wars should just get Timothy Zahn to write the future. Oh, my God. Captain F-Head. If they got Timothy Zahn to write the future novels, to write the future movies, the movies would be fantastic. Let him write a script for a Thrawn movie. Holy crap, that'd be amazing. The Senate says the writer of Knights of the Republic needs to manage Benioff and Weiss when doing Knights of the Republic. I agree, the Senate. If they're able to do that, I think the movies will be fine. Random Andy, thank you for the 2 lemons. Appreciate it. Bad Hammy, what's going on? Sorry, Flames, if you got nothing. Patrick, sorry that you got nothing. I think it's because you got to be active in the chat, Patrick, and I think that's the second message I saw. I think the way it works now is that if you're active in the chat, then you are more likely to get crypto from it. Boss Hog, thank you for the lemon. And Darkstar57, thank you very much for the ice cream. I appreciate that. All right, heading back over to my YouTube peeps. Rosetta Allen says, I don't get crying at movies at all. I'm an empath in day-to-day, but I just don't feel any movies if not a real story. Rosetta Allen, I cry. So there was a trailer for a movie, and I think it's like a sequel to the Dog's Journey film that came out last year. They got all the controversy over something that ended up not being true, if y'all remember that. And this is like a follow-up account, and yeah, I was crying. Anytime they show, if there's ever like a dog dying, even if it's just for like a few seconds, I break down. And they have that in the trailer, and I'm like, nope, can't handle it. And my wife was just like, are you kidding me right now? Are you serious right now? Are you really crying? I'm like, yes, I love dogs. I've loved dogs my entire life. I've had dogs since I was a kid. And so I've always felt a strong attachment to them. And so that's like my worst nightmare. I would say, this is perfectly honest, the hardest that I've ever cried in a movie, the hardest that I've ever cried in any movie, and it's not Toy Story 3, it's not like any other film that you would say, oh yeah, that's when men cry. Nope. Marley and Me. The end of Marley and Me. When the dog is on the table about to be put to sleep. Every time. Even just thinking about it makes me sad. All right. Random Nerd Doom says, did Captain America kill Peggy's husband after going back in time? He went back before she even met her husband. That again, that to me just doesn't make any damn sense. John Winkler says, women mature faster than men. That's a funny joke. Tina, I only cried at 2 movies, Gladiator and Titanic. I think that's it. Now, as for crying because I was horrified by a movie, that's another story. Yeah, I hear that. 2 different things, for sure. Random Nerd of Doom. Professor Hulk was kind of creepy in Endgame. He is so calm. Yeah, Hipster Hulk did not really do it for me either. Rosetta Allen says, tears of laughter don't count. No, they don't. No, they don't. Random Nerd of Doom. Here's another random question. What is the purpose of... God. No. Rise of Chulo. Do you think they neutered the Hulk in Endgame because he represents toxic masculinity? Rise of Chulo, perhaps, but I honestly think this. They took the 2 most powerful characters in the MCU, Hulk and Thor. I think most people would say that as far as the heroes go, they're probably the 2 most powerful on paper. They took the 2 most powerful and they emasculated them, and I think they did that on purpose. Not necessarily because of toxic masculinity, but I think they definitely did that because they said, all right, we're going to take the 2 best, strongest characters, and they're not going to come to play in really that much at all in the story because they're going to be so emasculated that it's going to allow for other characters, specifically the female characters, to be able to step up and step into their place. Yeah, Tina, tears of laughter. Mega81, thank you for the super chat, says, I'd have Danny start soft and harden only to soften. So I guess you mean for as far as a character goes, and that seems to be the direction that they were going in, but now it seems that she's going to just go full bore mad instead. Rosetta Allen says, getting Novocaine free dental work sounds better than the new Star Wars right now. Damn. Random, is your name really Odin? Nickname? It's a nickname. I've gone over that before. C2AD Trixie says, how about a Pikachu store movie? It would have to be better than Unicorn Store, that's for damn sure. Tina says, oh, we do need to come up with stuff to keep him from talking about that movie. Yeah. Superior. Lemon is the superior Danish filling. Is it? No. Cheese. Cheese Danish is the best. 8-Bit Snape Boy says, none of my workmates noticed any plot holes in Endgame. How? Were they blind? It's strange to me. Maybe that's because that's what makes me a nerd. This stuff has always bothered me. I mean, not to see any plot holes, that is pure blindness right there. That is just, I don't know how that happens. Now, seeing them and then not bothering you, that makes sense to me. But not seeing them at all? John Early says, talk about Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. I think she's better than Megan Fox as April O'Neil, but that's not saying much. I mean, no. Are you kidding me? I don't even acknowledge those freaking Ninja Turtle films. Are you kidding me? The only Ninja Turtle films that exist are the live action ones from the 90s. Those are awesome. This animated crap sucked. No, let's never talk about Megan Fox as April O'Neil again. She's not April O'Neil. That was nonsense. Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, though, was very good. Very, very good. She fit the role very well. Grandmaster Yoda says, when Brickface Larson's later Marvel film flops, I'm sure she will not get much movie deals in Hollywood. Disney is her only hope. Well, you'd be surprised. You would be surprised because they will give jobs to pretty much anyone that they agree with. Pretty much anyone that they agree with. It's ridiculous. Alrighty. Let's see here. Let us see here. Suicide Grunt says, time travel is one of those things in fictional storytelling that usually doesn't work or make sense. It can be very risky. Well, that's the reason why when it comes to a film like Endgame, which is much more, I would say, on the serious side than on the, when Bill and Ted does it, it's purely a comedy and it's not meant to be taken seriously. Endgame, people say, oh, it's a comic book movie. Yeah, but these films have presented themselves to be much more than just that. They've been presented themselves to be well-crafted and tight-knit films. And that's the reason why you have films like Infinity War that, if you look at that film, I'm rewatching it right now with one of my classes at school, and the whole time I'm thinking to myself, holy crap, this film is so good. This film is so well-crafted, so well, just the technique and the passion that's put into the film is just very telling. Endgame doesn't have that. Endgame is just so lazy. And so I think that's the reason why time travel doesn't work is because, and remember, the director of the movie, the directors, the Russo brothers, and the writers of the film did not agree. Look at the interview. They don't agree on what time travel is. They do not agree on the same premise. That's a big problem. If your directors and writers aren't on the same page, that's a problem. If the writers of the film are saying, oh, I had no idea they were going to do multiverses in Spider-Man, well, then what the hell were you doing in your damn movie? Like, seriously. Laura says, the Nebula Funko Pop is super sweet, by the way. Nice. Very cool. Random Nerd says, maybe Robert Downey Jr. doesn't care about the money and doesn't want to come back to the MCU. Again, it would be nice if there were actors in Hollywood that were that noble, but again, everyone has a price. Everyone has a price. And because here's the thing. I don't think he's going to be retiring from movies. And because he's not retiring from movies, it means he's still taking pretty big paychecks to do those movies. So, yeah, I honestly believe he'll come back at some point. Soul Assassin, what's your opinion on the possible remake or sequel to Matrix? I know that's been a rumor that's been thrown around. I don't want it. Just leave it where it is. Just let it be. 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 Please, no more useless sequels. Let it be. Orange Hat Reviews says, returning of the Soul Stone won't bring her back. Everlasting exchange was what the Red Skull said. Hawkeye said it best. It can't be undone. Multiverse possible, but our Black Widow is dead. Well, again, Orange Hat, that's what I think. That's what I believe. But remember, they don't even follow their own damn rules. So it's totally within the realm of possibility that they do it anyway because they're stupid. So, and another thing too is, so what did he do? He just went back and put the stone on the ground so that any person that comes back can get it? Again, these are all questions that would have been really nice to have been answered. Rosetta Allen says, for Random's question, never say, I am Spock. Oh, look, now I am Spock. Tina says, not that you would be Winter is Coming. You won't see it anyway because it'll be too dark to make a single thing out. Yes, indeed. You couldn't see a damn thing in that battle. Winter is coming. Don't worry about it, says John Winkler. Yep, pretty much. Super. The long night has come for less than 12 hours, and it was mostly safe. Tina, and remember, you're just watching it the wrong way on your television. Yep. I can't believe it. I cannot believe that the writers and the people attached to the show blame the fans. They said, oh, the show was too dark. The episode was too dark. Well, that's because you're too stupid to get your television settings right. Really? That's the direction you're going to go? Not only does that not make sense because you've never heard complaints before about your show being too dark, which means that this episode is different than your previous episodes, because I've been watching this show on the same TV now for years, and guess what? This is the first episode where there's been a problem. Could it possibly be that you screwed up by not lighting it correctly? Because I haven't changed any settings on my television, and yes, I know how to do that. Idiots. Laura says, do you think George R.R. will ever finish the Game of Thrones books? That'll be the day. Casamal Jimmy says, the Arrowverse on television had done both time travel and multiverse. They actually show what happens when you mess with time. And Jimmy, again, they're able to set certain rules and make it work. As long as you set rules that make sense logically and you follow them, then it'll work out. Like, that's the reason why Back to the Future works for the most part. I mean, it's not a perfect film, it's not a perfect story, but they lay rules, they explain it, it makes sense from a, again, just a story, a logical perspective. It makes sense. And so when you take all those things into account, and when you take into account everything else with the film, you realize, okay, they do time travel better. Not because it makes more sense than the other version, not that it makes more sense than Endgame, but because they clearly establish what the rules are, and they follow them, which is something that you don't have in Endgame, sadly. Random Nerd, Star Wars should just multiverse, and that can fix Star Wars. At this point, I don't even know if that would save it. Super says, in the Game of Thrones series, Cold Open was a terrifying white sequence. It's always been about the whites. Yep. Yes, indeed. But not anymore. Bruce, what's going on, Bruce? Rosetta Allen, nothing against people doing it. It's probably how my mind disconnects. Yeah, I hear you. Shane Egan says, I feel you about Marley and Me. I was bawling. Yep. Totally bawling the whole time. Because, dear Lord, could not handle it. All right, heading back over to my D-Live peeps really quick. So sorry about the D-Live. Darkstar57, thank you for the ice cream. Senate, thank you for the 2 lemons. Brad Beer Hunter, thank you for the lemon as well. King Heimer, thank you very much for the lemon. Nazamachu, thank you for the follow, Nazamachu. I appreciate that. M. Nimbus says, Denial is a great place to live, as is clear by the vast number of folks who live there. Okay, I get you. Brad says, I'm good with that. Deadwood is Shakespeare. Oh, Deadwood's pretty good. I do like Deadwood. I need to watch more of it, though. I've only seen a few episodes. Flames1107, I just assumed the Black Widow movie was a prequel. I mean, that's what all of us assume, but they never really made it clear. They have not officially announced it yet. Darkstar57, I'm disappointed in the Russo brothers in recent interviews. Yeah, seriously. Every time they talk Darkstar, they make their movie just look that much worse. Because they just show that they honestly have no idea what they're talking about. M. Nimbus, don't you all have phones? What was that? What? Senate says the chat paused on me. Nazamachu says, how Cap returned the Soul Stone? Great question. We don't know the answers because they didn't tell us. And that was probably one of the most interesting questions that they actually left there. But no, can't answer that. Frank says, I didn't adjust my television at all after episode 3. Last week's episode was actually lit, so I could see it. Yep, exactly right. What's Marley and Me? It's one of the saddest films you'll ever see if you love dogs. Frank says, a dog movie with Owen Wilson, I think. Yeah, Owen Wilson's in it as well. And Peabody says, I binge-watched Game of Thrones to catch up and still didn't see myself in Star Wars in Season 8, Episode 3. I'm sure I was there. I know, right? I can claim that I was in that episode, and they can't deny it because it's so dark. Then how can you deny that I was in there? Just because you can't see it? You might need to change your television settings. Gosh. Let's see. MegaJetty1. Thank you very much for the super chat. Says, last one, Terminator, sorry, not Terminator, Teenage Ninja Turtles 3 is my favorite. Love feudal Japan. That is definitely an obscure choice, Mega Jetty. I love the first one, and I like the second one because of the Vanilla Ice song, Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go. But I can understand why you would like the third one. Third one's, I would say the third one's solid. Mega Jetty1 says, my second Blue Shogun will do time travel. Good, nice. Laura, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. Laura, you didn't have to do that. English major daughter is super particular about movies, but she loves Infinity War story without seeing any movies except Black Panther. Excellent story. Exactly. Infinity War is so good because you can see that movie without having seen anything else and still enjoy it, just like you just gave in your example, Laura. And I think that that's something that we need to start talking about more because it's one thing to get caught up in the weeds about Endgame and about, again, the objective reality that the story is flawed. If you watch back-to-back Infinity War and Endgame, one is clearly a superior film. Both action, direction, writing, every aspect of the film is top-notch in Infinity War. Endgame does not have that same tightness to it. Endgame does not have that same consistency to it. And that's why I have no plans of ever buying that film, ever. Infinity War is in my collection. I'm going to watch it over and over again because it's just that damn good. Endgame can't even hold a candle. Cannot even hold a damn candle. Rhaegar Targaryen over on YouTube says, laughed out loud at Dany trying to dive bomb Euron's fleet. Also at Dany's angry face at the end. Also, Jaime going back to Cersei makes no sense. I should be mad, but I laughed. And people are trying to justify it saying, oh, well, maybe he's doing it because he loves Brienne and he's trying to protect her. He doesn't want her to come along with her if he knows why he's going back. But man, oh man, oh man. So stupid. Mr. Peabody says, Red Dog is a must-see. I don't know. No more dog films. I can't handle it. Super says, Endgame is a movie I think I'm going to have to watch a few times. Emotionally, I got so into it and had so much fun, all the problems flew past me. Don't doubt they're there, but I got to see. And as I said before, if you subjectively like the film, hey, I have no issues with you, just as long as you're able to at least acknowledge that there are some problems. And that's the reason why I didn't like it, is because even if there are problems in the film, for example, Detective Pikachu. Detective Pikachu objectively is flawed. Like, there are issues with the film. There's issues with the story. There are issues with the effects. There are problems. But because the subjective experience is just so rich, it's very easy to move past it. Not to mention, it is Detective Pikachu. And it is a movie that is not meant to be taken seriously. Endgame, the MCU, those films are mostly meant to be taken seriously because they have so much money behind them. They have so much effort, so much build-up, that you're going to take them seriously, as they are. You know, Detective Pikachu, not nearly as much. But you also have that subjective versus objective reality, because objectively there are problems, but there are so many problems, and the most basic storytelling element of this film, that it's impossible to move past it. You know, with Pikachu, basically the only way that you'll have an issue with it is if you can't get past the fact that these Pokemon exist in the real world. And if you can't get past that, then you probably shouldn't be watching the movie anyway. But the reason why Endgame is different is because their problem exists in the very basic plot device of time travel and how it just does not work. Random Nerd says, did I piss you off with my random questions? I don't socialize properly. No, not at all, man. I'll move past certain ones that aren't relevant to what we're talking about. John Early says, James Mangold's Wolverine had a stinger that tied in nicely with X-Men Days of Future Past. You probably don't know what I'm talking about, though. I stayed for that stinger, though. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember it right now as of this moment. Zinewater says, my suggestion to writers, don't do time travel. It never helps. There is no story that is improved with time travel unless you can do it right, unless you can set rules and follow them. If you set rules and follow them, then time travel can definitely work. The problem, though, is that people aren't doing that. People are not trying to establish rules that people can actually follow, you know? All right. Let's see. Treasure Chest over on DLive has kind of frozen for me. Gosh, I really wish they hadn't screwed with the stuff over on DLive. Rosetta Allen says, can't we just let these franchises go? I.e. Brie takes over Marvel, burn it down. It's worthless without Stan Lee's anyway. Let Rian Johnson have Star Wars, burn it down. Hey, part of me feels that way. Burn it, let it all burn to the ground. Casmile Jimmy says, I know and I agree, Endgame did it wrong. Yep. Super. No, you dingus. It's not millions of televisions. It's because your post-production team screwed up the episode. Yep. And it's because you didn't film it with enough light. Suicide Grounds, Mahler objectively rated Endgame a 5 out of 10. And Suicide, that's a fair rating. Objectively, yes. 5 out of 10 is totally fair. Cass Hermosa says, Game of Thrones episode 5 is coming. Oh, man. And it's gonna disappoint. It really is. Grandmaster Yoda, do you think that Pikachu will make $1 billion? Hell no. No chance. It's going to make money. It's going to make its money back. It's going to be profitable, but it would be lucky to hit 300 to 400 million, I would say. I mean, it made 20 on Friday. It's could probably get close. I mean, the projections are around 55 to 60 million for the weekend domestically. I mean, I think that's fair for domestically. Foreign market, it'll make some money, but as I said, it's not going to be able to make nearly enough because this weekend it was its best weekend, and even its best weekend, it still had to go against Endgame in its third week, which is still making crap tons of money. But next week, you know, John Wick 3 comes out. The week after that, you got freaking Godzilla. So it really isn't going to have a lot of time to make a lot of money, especially domestically. So no, I would say that Pikachu is going to make its money back. It's not going to be a high grossing. It's not going to be the highest grossing film, or even in the top 5. Tina, I take responsibility for that Starbucks cup. I meant to leave a cup from a local coffee shop. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I know, Tina, you should be sorry. You should be so sorry. Gannison, what's going on, bruv? Gannison, Alita Troll is in the chat. What is going on? What's going on? Laura says, I'm fairly sure Jamie is going back to try and kill Cersei. I hope. I really do hope. Because that would be a clear ending to his character arc. But Maggie Woods, not even all dogs go to heaven. I haven't seen that film in a long time. I do like the first film, though. John Winkler says, couldn't enjoy Two Towers, needs less light and more dragons. I know, seriously, right? Oh, it's too bright. That movie's too bright. I can see everything. I don't want to see anything. Gosh, subvert my expectations, why don't you? JC2004, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that very much. M. Nimbus says, sorry, Odin was referencing Blizzard blaming their fans for not having phones, the Diablo Immortal backlash. Oh, okay, I'm not a games person, so that's why that went way over my head. But that's... yeah, don't you love when companies blame their fans? Isn't that always great? The Senate says, hey, Odin, I never really recognize stuff in movies, probably because I have a disability. That's why I sub to you, because you point out the flaws. Hey, man, I appreciate that. Watching the chess, going to confirm that sucker is run on spam. Yep, it seems that way. It's been one forever. Also, donations help, but it seems counterintuitive for a reward. Yeah, absolutely, Frank. I don't know why they decided to change it. It's so stupid. Frank says, I want to buy an ice cream, but may as well drop the lemons. Yeah, no, seriously, right? I'm starting to get that to hell with D-Live thing. Yeah, yep. I'm Brad. I'm feeling you, dude. It's like we had a good thing going, and then all of a sudden it's got to change the things when they don't really need to be changed. Now, to me, D-Live, I think, would be in a good place if it had both chests, where you gain crypto for watching, and the same thing, click on it, you get one every time you click on it. Because beforehand it was random, and even if it was just one, though, if that's how they have to keep it fair, great, okay, fine. Every time I click on it, I get one. And every 5 minutes I watch a stream, I get one. At least then it's fair. But now it's, okay, eventually when the chest from people chatting gets to a certain level, then you can release it, but then it only goes to 6 people. Okay, sure. I mean, that's so stupid. That's so stupid. Frank the Bunny, thank you for the 5 lemons. Holy crap, thank you for the 5 lemons. I appreciate that. Yeah, Pokemon Red is great. I played Pokemon Silver, but that's about as far as I ever went. Poppy10, thank you for the lemon as well. Appreciate it. Virtual Bacon says, I didn't like Endgame very much either. Wasn't that powerful besides the character arcs of Tony and Cap. I would even say Cap's wasn't that great, to be honest. Tony's was great. Nebula's was great. And I would say Black Widow's was good until the end, where it just, again, issues. Oh, man. They spoil everything. Virtual Bacon says, I'm still optimistic about Game of Thrones, but I'm getting nervous. Thank you for the ice cream, Virtual Bacon. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, for me, I personally think that Game of Thrones has potential. I mean, there's still 2 more episodes, so there's a lot they can do. But the fact that we're now 4 episodes in, and every week we're like, it could get better. I'm starting to lose hope that it's going to get better. The K-Man, thank you for the lemon as well. I appreciate that. Frank is squeezing it. Bet it does well on Redbox, says Darkstar. It's potentially, yeah. Frank, you all have butt fours, don't you? What's a butt for? For pooping, silly. Captain F-Ed with the chat. I don't understand. On my phone, I hitting the chest and getting the crypto. What am I missing? So I guess on your phone, does it work? Is anyone else on their phone and they're not getting... Oh, you didn't do the update. Maybe that's it. Somehow you were able to get through without the update. I guess that's how you're able to continue to get it. Brad Beer Hunter says, wouldn't it be nice if we had a partner that could say that cap to D-Live? Yeah, I mean, seriously, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice? Al Zombie, what's going on? How's it going? Yeah, the update is very weird, and I don't like it. I do not like it at all. It doesn't seem to be helping out the people watching the streams. All right, back to the YouTube chat. Bruce says, I agree. I've watched Infinity War many times, and I didn't even care if I ever see Endgame again. Right there with you, man. Tina says, and remember, Danny forgot about the Iron Fleet. No, I'm not that far in this series, but at this point, it's like a train wreck. I can't turn away. I know, seriously, right? Yeah, she just somehow forgot about... Not only that, but also, guess what? They can shoot their scorpions from around mountains, because that's a thing. Yeah, we can shoot it from around mountains, and we can reload it in 5 seconds. Yeah, sure. God. Gannison says, I really want 4th Matrix movie. No. Let's not, please. Super says, we all probably know what Jamie will do, but the problem is the writing and execution were sloppy. He should be beyond referencing his past and hateful ways. I know. His whole arc has been he's moving past being a crappy guy. And now they're just going to bring him back to be crappy? No, come on. Laura, wife went to Harry Potter Land but has never seen the movies. She is kind of confused. I could understand why. If you've never seen the movies, definitely a problem. Rosetta Allen, example of horror time travel, run, Lola, run. Never seen it. John Early says, I haven't seen Detective Pikachu, but I've heard people comparing it to Who Framed Roger Rabbit story-wise. John Early, that's a good comparison, I would say. And I would say that Who Framed Roger Rabbit to me is more enjoyable, but Detective Pikachu is very enjoyable. It's very good. Tina says, and it's our fault we wanted John to hug the CGI wolf. I mean, why were we so invested in that, right? Tina, did you hear their excuse? So guys, for those watching Game of Thrones, the reason why Ghost did not get a hug and a proper send-off from Jon Snow was because they said, this is their words, well, CGI is complicated, and it would have required too much work. That was their reason. Not because the story called for it. Not because they were trying to convey deeper emotions, even though they came after saying, oh, I think it had a better impact. No, it didn't. It pissed people off. Ghost has been around from the very beginning. Has been around since season 1. Has always been there to save the day. Has been, kicking ass and taking names. But oh no, can't have a touching moment because, the CGI, it's just too complicated. Oh yeah, hugging a wolf is complicated, but riding a dragon isn't. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah. How about the person giving that interview, instead of shilling it up, says, wait, hold on, let me just get this straight. You just said that hugging a dog is hard? Well then, how were they able to ride dragons then? The legitimate question, but no, they're not going to ask that. Why would they? They're going to lose their press pass. The Senate says, I'm back on YouTube. D-Live's getting weird. This update sucks. Yep, I'm right there with you. Super says, oh, Odin chat, did you see the last week's Game of Thrones episode was the first ever to go rotten on Rotten Tomatoes and below 7 on IMDb? Never thought I'd see the day. The tide is turning. People are starting to understand that these two, Benioff and Weiss, do not know what the hell they're doing. Without source material, they have no freaking clue. John Winkler says, Odin, you're playing the long con here. You may deny it, but Endgame is your favorite movie ever. Sure. Gannison, how is Pikachu movie awesome? Pikachu is so damn awesome. Senate says, hashtag boycott D-Live, it's ruined. I'm hoping that they get negative feedback, and I'm hoping that they fix it. I'm not giving up on D-Live just yet, but it's really going to depend on how they respond to this. If they respond properly to this new nonsense, then it might be a reason to stick around. Senna says, do you like Mario? If so, what's your favorite game? I love Mario Kart N64. Rhaegar Targaryen says, King's Landing looks like a desert. Doesn't it snow there in Season 7? It is just the Night King, then shouldn't the North have no snow? Why are Varys and Tyrion so dumb suddenly? Great questions, Rhaegar. And the writers have no idea, because they're stupid. Senate, I never watched The Matrix. Yeah, you haven't missed much. First one's good, but everything after that's like, I guess. Aiden Vickery, I was away from my laptop for a bit, but did I miss Unicorn No, I'm not talking about Unicorn Store yet. I'll save that for the very end. Shane Egan says, have heard of CBS censoring one of their episodes of The Good Fight? No, but it doesn't surprise me, because that's the world we live in now. Rosetta Allen says, run, Lola, run. Equals Groundhog's Day meets Fifth Element plus crack-addled people dropped on their heads. Oh, God. Senate, I've only watched 2 seasons of Game of Thrones, but Jon not hugging his wolf is crap. Screw Game of Thrones. Yep, right there with you. Gannison, which movies do you prefer, Lord of the Rings trilogy or Harry Potter? Lord of the Rings. Easily Lord of the Rings. Tina says, CGI is complicated, but yeah, I asked too much. It's like me thinking Leia should have hugged Chewie instead of Rey. Yep, exactly right. John Early, talk about how much you like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So damn good. Holy crap, I love Who Framed Roger Rabbit. To me, the use of cartoon and real-life interactions is better than most the CGI crap today. I would much rather watch the amazing stuff they did back in, the 70s or 80s when they made that film, than to see the CGI live-action crap they do today. Orange Eye Review says, I don't even watch Game of Thrones, and I can tell that it is a horrible excuse. They can do a blue screen or green screen model where the actor hugs it, and it's an easy render. Yep. It's so funny because he says that, and I guarantee you someone at their home computer probably were able to render that. I mean, God, it's so stupid. Mikey Wood says, D-Live getting Snapchatted. Yeah, it sounds like it. It really does. It's really sad. Bruce says, Pikachu. Yes, Pikachu's so cute. G-Monkey says, how hard is it to find a giant dog or wolf to hug? But dragons are no problem? You gotta be kidding me. Exactly. They're stupid. Rosetta Allen, always Lord of the Rings, not even a contest. Not a contest at all. John Winkler says, have you read the Lord of the Rings books? The movies got me to read them, and also The Hobbit. I currently want to get the Silmarillion. I've heard great things about the Silmarillion. Lord of the Rings books are great. My dad read those to me and my brothers when we were kids, and The Hobbit too. Love it. The Hobbit movies are not good. The Hobbit movies are just not good, which is sad because the animated Hobbit film they made back in the 70s, where it's got the folksy music that even South Park made fun of. If you ever seen the episode of South Park where they do Lemony Winks, and they have the Lemony Winks, his journey is going far and wide. Lemony Winks, Lemony Winks. That's a total ode to the 1970s Hobbit animated movie. If you've never seen it, watch it. It's great. It's actually a great adaptation of the book, I would say. And it's not perfect. It's a little bit abridged on certain parts, but man, it's great. And there's this great music in it, and it's 70s cheese, and it's great. I love it. All right, D-Live people are not happy. D-Live people are not happy about this update. So DLive, if you are a mod or if you are someone part of the DLive community, let people know. We are pissed about this change. It's stupid. Brad Beer Hunter, I feel like Ghost DLive pet me. Ghost needed some love, says PB. Yeah, I agree. Flame says we could all give negative feedback for the new chest. Yep, I would say do that. If there's a feedback, if there's a feedback option, leave feedback. Let them know the new chest sucks. Bad Hammy says I'm on the app and updated. Chest does nothing on my end. Do you have to? Yeah, exactly. Bad Hammy, that is an update now. So the way it works is that depending on how active you are in the chat, it causes this universal chest to build up, and then when it reaches 5, I can release what is brought up in the chest, and then from there, you might get crypto, but you might not. Even if you've been watching the stream. That's so stupid. That is so stupid. Yeah, leave some feedback, guys. Mr. Peabody says, do people know how large an Alaskan Malamute is? And yes, they do come in whites. Holy crap. Well, there you go, Peabody. They could have used a practical effect. But you see, that would require them to use practical effect. And they can't do that. Everything has to be CGI now. My biggest problem is it should reward watch time too. Brad, I agree. Dion, I was never offered an app update for my phone or tablet, so I don't know. I think iPhone maybe doesn't have it. Frank says, Bad Hammy, when it reaches 5, Odin can open it. Yep. If I could open it now, I would. If I could give you stuff for free now, I would, but DLive won't let me. Depressed 9-year-old, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that very much. Poppy Den says, I love the animated Hobbit film. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Brad says, not gonna lie, spam away, no modding gonna happen from me. Hey, I hear you, man. Frank the Bunny says, Lemony Winks, Jabba King. But you can't even open before it hits 5. This sounds more and more like a scam. Yeah, now it is starting to sound more like a scam. Now, because of this change, it is definitely getting very, very sketchy. So I'm gonna let y'all just spam away over there on DLive as I go back over to my YouTube peeps. Hopefully y'all can get the chest to fill up faster then. All right, Rosetta Allen, got that one already. Cimmerillion is one that I've always wanted to read, though. I've heard great things about the Cimmerillion. So I might try and see if I have an audiobook version of that. I'm gonna try and see if there's an audiobook version of that. That'd be very nice, very, very nice indeed. Grandmaster Yoda says Aladdin will have a disaster second weekend because that's opening day of Godzilla. I forgot about Aladdin, and that's the reason why it's not gonna do well. I totally forgot that Aladdin's even happening. Who would want to see that? Honestly, I'd rather stay at home and watch the original. Soul Assassin says D&D seem to act like deer when the headlights hit them when they come to writing stories, and they plan to write an Old Republic movie. They think Game of Thrones fans are angry. Yeah, try and do what you're doing with the Game of Thrones to Star Wars and see what happens to you. Rosetta Allen, absolutely to him. Read Ali, what? Read ALI, what? Andy Vickery says, I get that some CGI might be hard, but how hard is it to remove a coffee cup? The fact that they've already removed it. They've already removed the coffee cup and re-uploaded the episode. God, it's so stupid. Tolkien, says Rosetta. Yeah, seriously, great. Orange Eye Review says, I heard that Bob Hoskins went crazy after Roger Rabbit because he had to pretend so strongly he began hallucinating. Oh, no. God, but he did such a great job. Gannison, you have a good one, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Zinewater says, Cimmerillion is dry, but as far as I'm concerned, still fascinating. Lots of lore and world building. That's what I've heard. John Winkler, the Hobbit films are mediocre, but I still enjoy them. The Lord of the Rings movies are near perfection with the extended cuts. Lord of the Rings are freaking fantastic. Hobbit films are just... Blah. Bruce, yes, I've heard about Star Wars C-38. He says, reimagined just became canon. Wait, it became canon or head canon, Bruce? Rosetta Allen, I agree with John on Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Yep. Laura says, yes, I am no Jedi. Ahsoka shirts from Geek. Yeah, Geeks and Gamers shirt right here. I am no Jedi. Ahsoka Tano, one of the greatest characters of all time in Star Wars. Gannison says, it seems 3 people disliked your live stream. Maybe they were incels. Probably. But actually, to be honest, I don't like that word. I don't like that term. You know, they're the ones that dislike streams like this. They're the ones that call people those names because they don't know what those mean. And they're stupid people. Let's just call them what they are, asshats. They are asshats. Yeah, I'm seeing all the spam on DLive, and it looks like it is lifting up that chest a hell of a lot faster. God, it's sad. This is what's going to happen now. Every single chat now is going to be filled with spam. Thanks, DLive. Appreciate that. Super. And I don't blame the people for putting the spam because, you know, before they could just watch the stream, engage, gain crypto, and everything was fine. But now, oh no, we can't have that. Gotta make things so complicated. Super says, it's totally George's fault for not finishing his books when he promised, but what frustrates me the most is how seemingly little effort. I blame both. It's both their faults. Because I think that here's the thing, Benioff and Weiss could have slowed things down. There could have been 5 other seasons. With all the material in the books, there could have been 5 other seasons. So, yeah, I think that overall, it's both their faults. Senate, wait, spam on the D-Live. Yep, I see that. John Early says, I believe a part of me will die inside if Disney decides to disrespect the memory of Bob Hoskins by remaking... if they ever, John Early, if they ever remake Who Framed Roger Rabbit, I will be pissed. Rosetta Allen says, sorry, Iowa roads suck. Bump broke my reply. Sorry, it's okay. Bruce, spelling I meant should be canon. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, doubt they made it canon. Peabody says, just bought Red Dog on Blu-ray. It will be on its way to you as soon as I get it. I tried to send, but it wouldn't let me. Oh, Paul Peabody, dude, you have to do that. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Hope it's not sad. Tina says, Gary isn't even sure Dumb and Dumber have read the books. In an interview, one said he thought that the song from episode 3 was in a book. They should know. Yeah, seriously. They should know. If they're adapting the material, they should know. All right, guys. Well, I've been going now for an hour and 36 minutes, so let's go ahead and start to wrap things up for the night. And so as y'all are leaving y'all's last minute stuff in there, let me go ahead and pull up my Patreon list. So a huge shout out to all of my patrons, including A Great Jedi, Adam Shawhan, Albertus Magnus, Baptist 702, Brian P, Chicago Joe 47, Dan Maloney, Darkstar 57, Delete System 32, Dion, Edward Coleman, Enrique Evangelista, Entertainment Hacker, Frank the Tank and the Shawnee Winterdog Clan, Harold Francis, The Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, Inflamed Wood, Airdrop Productions, Jason Clark, Jeffrey Toon, Jonathan Jerembeck, Laura Story, Matthew Kadish, Mitch Dunaway, Mr. Peabody and his evil twin, Outpost Dyer, Perpetual Punster, Projar Sarif, Proper Ginevra, Riff Magos, Shenglong, Sir Lance Elato, the Teodora, the K-Man, the DJD Show, Those Two Ball Guys, and Tina B. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Nickel Noodles, thank you for the lemon. I appreciate that. Looks like we have indeed filled it up to 5. Open the chest. I will open the chest before I leave. I'm gonna guys. So on DLive, keep spamming away if y'all want. I'm going to open the chest before I leave, but I want to make sure that the chest fills up as much as it can, so that way more of y'all get more content. More of y'all get more rewards for it. So Rosetta Allen says, "Face the horror that is Unicorn Store." Ooh, that's right. I do have to talk about that. I do have to talk about it. John Wiggler says, do you like war movies? Yes. Saving Private Ryan is still the best. Oh my god. Saving Private Ryan is awesome. Super Yabba Going Soul Assassin, is the game Shadows of Mordor part of the Lord of the Rings canon? I'm not sure. I am not sure at all. Captain Evan, thank you for the lemon. I appreciate it. All right, so guys, I watched Unicorn Store. And it sucks. I left a video on Twitter. And the video on Twitter basically was me like 20 minutes into the film, and I was like, how did this film get made? How did someone greenlight this script? Not only did the story just suck, it had to have included some of the most absolutely annoying characterizations and characters I've ever seen in a movie. Every time Brie Larson opened up her mouth in the film, I said, how is this a real person? Oh, wait, that's right. It's not a real person. And the biggest issue with the film is that it is not only nonsensical, which, I mean, come on, it's the Unicorn Store. It's not supposed to be sensible. No. It's so nonsensical that even the characters make no sense. Characters have to make sense to some extent. There has to be some consistency. There has to be some logical point to the existence of their characters. But the whole time she's speaking, I'm like, okay, you're annoying. Shut up. And then she plays the victim, and I'm like, okay, sorry, you're stupid. Shut up, please. And it just kept going. And it kept going and going and going. And somehow, hour and a half later, I get through the whole movie. I don't know how. But the whole time I was thinking to myself, God, it must have been painful to be the editor of this film, sitting through those scenes and having to sit through them and watch them over again, over and over and over again. God, it's so, oh my God. I'm surprised it didn't cause an aneurysm, to be honest. I'm amazed that I'm still alive because it almost broke me. That's how bad it was. It almost broke me. I give the film a very solid F, and I feel no bones about it. There are literally no redeeming qualities to it at all. And I feel that anyone who watches the film will just become dumber. And may God have mercy on whoever made the film Soul, and I award you no points. That's pretty much what it is at this point. Mad Mitch says, speaking of Ahsoka, cannot wait until Ray Kennex releases her fan film. Yes, holy crap. Ray Kennex. Check her out on YouTube, guys. She has an original song, and I love it. It's so good. So Ray Kennex, R-E-I Kennex. Look her up on YouTube. She has one song on her personal channel, and it is awesome. It's much better than anything that Brie Larson put out during her amazing music career. Rosetta Allen, it's not a real person, it's Brie Larson. That's true. That is true. Zion Waters says, I literally argue with someone on Twitter for hours about whether characters are supposed to be consistent because real people aren't consistent. Oh my God. Oh, that must have been ridiculous. Rosetta Allen says, my hubby approves of your Billy Madison comment. Good. I'm glad. And I know that I put it out of order, and I recognize that. Don't worry. Soulsat says, you survived Unicorn Store, so what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Yeah, I guess it's supposed to make me stronger, but man, the fact that Netflix actually agreed to distribute that film, and the fact that somebody gave Brie Larson money to direct it, and someone paid the writer of the story to put it on the screen, it's sad when movies like that get made, and it's making money because it already got bought up by Netflix, and so Netflix gave the people involved money. It's sad, though, that people like that get movies so easily for no talent, no creativity, complete stupidity, but we can't get an Alita sequel confirmed. We can't even get Alita on Blu-ray. Other films can't get sequels. Other films can't even get made. Keep in mind, Terry Gilliam, great example. He has been trying to make a movie called, The Man Who Killed Don Quixote? I think that was the film he was trying to make. It took him years to make it because he couldn't get somebody to actually distribute it. There are so many talented filmmakers that can't get their work distributed. And it's not because their stories aren't good. It's because they might not have the right connections. It's because maybe they don't have the right political affiliations. Maybe they don't have the right wokeness to them. And so they get ignored. But who gets their place? Who's the one that gets the money to make a film, to direct a film, to write a film, and to get distributed on Netflix? Oh, that's right. Brie Larson and an entire asshat writing team that made that abomination known as Unicorn Store. Mikey Woods, we use Unicorn Store, Sam Jackson's Get Out of #MeTooFreeCard. Tina says, saw it on there. Oh, yeah. So, Lily Patton, I think you were asking about Pokemon. Detective Pikachu was fantastic. If you want to see a great film, Detective Pikachu. Never, ever watch. And don't worry, guys. Netflix did not get my view. Netflix did not get my view. And that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Allegedly, Netflix did not get my view. Let's just say that allegedly I found another way, allegedly, to watch it without YouTube or without Netflix getting my view. So, allegedly, though. Tina says, Netflix will back anything. No, they won't, though. That's the thing. There are great stories, and there are great content creators that are not getting backing, even from Netflix, for a wide variety of reasons. But yet, Brie Larson will get something. Rosetta Allen says, is it worse than over-the-top corny Christmas movies on Hallmark? Yep, worse than that. Because at least those are nice, and you're I could have that on the background and not care. Unicorn Store, it's how is this film being made? How is this a real character? Oh, that's right. It's not a real character. This character is annoying. I don't care about this character. She's got no actual arc in the film, except she gets the unicorn at the end. Spoiler, everybody. She gets the unicorn at the end, and then she hugs the unicorn and then says, I don't need you anymore. But there's a girl out there that does. Great. Awesome. Fantastic. But she found love, though. She found love. And that's what's important. Orange Chat Reviews. I have noticed your constitution and durability has increased in 24 hours. What are you, a Super Saiyan? Suicide Grunts. There will never be another Marvel film released after Infinity War that will come even close to its quality. It's sad but true. Zion Waters. I know Bree says what we want to hear, but where did she get the connections? Great question. When you get involved with Marvel, though, the connections open up. And then Bruce. Hello, this is Netflix. You're greenlit. Oh, man, if only they would do that for everything else. All right, guys, so D-Live people, here is the chest. All right, boom. We've jumped up 1.1, so let me go ahead and reward you guys. Boom, let's distribute rewards there. So go ahead and click on it if you want to claim your rewards. A whole 7.6 Lino, everybody. That's the gift that you get for your spamming. God, D-Live has just gone off the everything. MN and Nimbus, you have a good one, man. Appreciate it. All right, guys, so let me go ahead and Dion, 8 more likes until 100, guys. So 104 people watching. If you have not hit the like button on YouTube, hit the like button. Let's get to 100 likes, please. I appreciate it. K-Man says, I'm glad I missed Unicorn Store. Yep. Rosetta Allen says, a good ending to Unicorn Store would be the unicorn running his horn through her stomach. That's rough. Oh, that's rough. That is rough. All right, guys, so I've already shouted out my patrons. I went on a little rant at the end because I did want to talk about Unicorn Store since it is in the title of the video, but holy crap, guys, it's so bad. Again, I don't know how I got through it, but somehow I did. D-Live people, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Seriously. And there's only one way for me to be able to convey that to you guys. And you know, I'm sorry, guys.
I'm really
sorry. So sorry.
I'm sorry.
You know, I'm sorry.
Really
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
You know, I'm so sorry. Sorry. I really am, guys. I'm sorry for the D-Live people. Everything, all the changes is so stupid. You know, you were able to gain so much more from watching the streams earlier, and now they've just made it worse. And actually, this hurts everyone. This hurts audiences because now audiences don't get rewarded for watching streams. It's just totally random and it's stupid. But also it hurts the content creators too, because the reason why people give crypto and give the Lino mostly is because they're gaining it for free. Now you've just taken that incentive away. And so it's like, what's the point of even being on D-Live now anymore? In all honesty. And, oh, God, it really is so frustrating, seriously. Yep, it's getting really bad, guys. And so, please, if you're on D-Live, send a complaint. If there is a contact number or if there is a, you know, help or contact them and say, this new update sucks. This new update is not fair. Or not even, no, don't go the not fair route. This update is stupid. This update benefits no one except for D-Live. And you should be ashamed. And I'm sure that you can put it anywhere else too. Oh man, Cia Production says, you're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this story and go home. Rosetta Allen says, Anpetu Waste, be blessed and thanks for a laugh. I'm sure I butchered that again. But you said not to put the inflections on it because I always read them like a Spanish or Latin. That's always my pronunciation that I usually go with, and it's usually wrong. So anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Seriously, you're all amazing people. Thank you so much for all your support. For everyone that left a super chat tonight, thank you. For all my people on D-Live, thank you for the lemons. Thank you for the ice cream. And again, I'm so sorry that D-Live is starting to suck. I really hope that they decide to change it after getting a lot of complaints. But we can only really do so much. So let's see. Betta Gill, thank you for the follow. And Ziner Creative, thank you for the follow as well. Let us hope that we can get D-Live to at least listen and say, all right, we can, let's change it back. Or at least, as I said, have both chests. Have it be that people are able to gain community rewards for interacting in the chat, but they also can gain rewards the old way of watching the stream and then clicking on the chest. That to me would be that to me makes the most sense. This doesn't make any sense. This is like, okay, why are we watching here? Why wouldn't we just watch on YouTube? Why wouldn't we watch on why would we watch anywhere else? Now D-Live has not made itself any different. In all honesty, has not made itself any different than any other platform. The thing that made D-Live distinct was that it was offering you free currency to give to different subscribers. That was the key element to it. And now they've taken that away. And so now there's nothing special about it. You know, I was all on the D-Live train. You guys knew this. I was like, guys, go to D-Live, go to D-Live. And then all of a sudden, you can't be partner unless you fit these restrictions. And we're going to make it very hard for you to actually do so. You have to actually, you have to actually, kiss up to some people. You got to kiss ass in order to do it. Okay. What? No. I don't do that. Why would I want to do that? And now, now all your fans and all your subscribers and followers, now they can't gain anything unless they get lucky. Great. Awesome. So sorry, guys. So very sorry for the ranting there. Mikey Wood says, it's like a free app that's fun, and then the ads update and comes asking for the buy the full version. Exactly right, Mikey Woods. That's a great comparison. And Tina and Steph, seriously, Tina and Steph, snaps to the Valkyrie in the chat. Amazing people. All right, anyway, guys, so sorry again to my D-Live people and YouTube peeps. You're amazing, as always. Please make sure you're still subscribed. Make sure that the notification bell is still linked because YouTube doesn't care either. Now, we have D-Live that doesn't care. YouTube doesn't care. When there will finally be a platform where creative minds come first, where the audiences come first, too, will it ever happen? I thought we had something, but apparently, unless D-Live is able to change over the next week or so, It might be dead on arrival now. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Have a wonderful evening. Seriously, love you guys. I'll see you on Monday stream, and Monday, Tuesday for the Low Council as well. Sylvan PT, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Guys, you're awesome. Love you guys. Have a good one. And as always, God bless.